The one thing I hear from people who've been in narcissistic relationships more than anything else when I'm coaching them to try and help recovery is this: I saw the red flags, but I chose to ignore them. But what they don't realise is they actually have much less of a choice than they think they did, because narcissists behave in pretty common and predictable ways, and that alters the balance of the neurochemistry in your brain, and that underpins so much of how you feel, what you do in that relationship. And the key to recovery is understanding those changes so that you can reverse them. For example, when the narcissist mirrors you, you start getting flooded with a chemical called oxytocin, and one of the effects of that is it downgrades your primitive brain's perception to threat. So you are seeing the red flags, but this primitive part of your brain is telling you they're not a threat. When they love bomb you, they're flooding you with dopamine. It makes you chemically addicted to them. It makes you start falling in love with someone. And when that happens, you don't want to believe anything bad. So you want the good version of them. The good version of them that you still pine for long after realising that it doesn't really exist and you're not going to get it. Because it's a chemical addiction, because of the dopamine. That can be reversed too. But even when they start doing their inconsistent behaviour, they're good guy 1 minute, nasty guy the next, or girl, in my case. And that upgrades the primitive brain, the emotions, and downgrades your rational brain. And that's why you're confused by the behaviour. That's why you think, well, is it a red flag? Are they this horrible person? What do they really think of me? What does this mean? Your ability to rationalise whether something is a red flag at the time, because of this inconsistent behaviour and the fact that your primitive brain is being upregulated at the expense of the rational brain, means you can't really perceive these things at this point. So you are seeing the red flags, but they have, not consciously, but through their behaviour, altered your neurochemistry so that you're not able to make the same rational choice that you normally would when you see them. So it's all on them, it's not you. If you want a little bit more information about this, I do structured coaching programs which are 4 hours long with written plans for every day after each session, and it's rewarding because I can see it helping all the people who have been through it so far. So if you're interested, just drop me a message, and there's so much more of this to go into, but basically knowledge is power. The more you understand what's happened, and even you understand the narcissist and what they want and why their brain's different and why they behave the way they did, the more you can get back to being you and being free again, which is what you want, isn't it? Because then you too could stand in a field somewhere.